All right. Welcome everyone to the Step Up and Stand Out Spotlight Show. Hey, yes, I'm delighted to have you here. My name is Nyna Caputi. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a speaker. I'm a podcast guest. And also recently I've leaned into training people how to use LinkedIn to optimize their profiles. And I've just really fallen in love with LinkedIn. And that's what encouraged me to start this LinkedIn Live spotlight show to highlight women in my network and some men who are crushing it on LinkedIn and beyond. And I'm really excited to have Yesim Sedan here today. Yesim has been part of one of my platforms, The Expat Woman, for many years now. And she's also a member of my membership site called Her Success Society. She's a LinkedIn and Instagram strategist. I've seen her very active on Clubhouse. And I'm going to have Yesim share a little bit more about herself. So, Yesim, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you for this beautiful introduction. I am a big fan of yours, Nina. I keep on seeing you crush it everywhere, different kinds of businesses, and I'm so thankful for the amazing friendship and business opportunities I had in San Francisco thanks to you. So, if anyone is not a member, especially of expat women, don't wait any longer. Make sure to hit Nina up. So my name is Yeshim Saidan, and I help entrepreneurs, business owners, as well as executives build their personal brand on social media and attract their ideal clients. Why personal brand if you work in a corporate setting? Because if you have a strong personal brand, companies will run after you. And if you're an entrepreneur business person, and if they want to work with you, let's say me, they are not looking for a social media strategist. They are looking for Yeshim Saidan. Then there is no more competition. And my two areas of specialization, like Nina, you just said, are LinkedIn and Instagram. Those are the platforms that I specialize on.
Awesome. Thank you. And yes, first of all, where are you right now? I know you're a global traveler, digital nomad. So, which country are you currently in?
Oh, so I have been, because of my parents' health challenges, I have been between the US and Turkey, but I'm moving yes full time very soon.
To Turkey?
No, I'm moving back to the US very soon.
Okay, okay, okay. And what's the time right now? What's the time in Turkey?
It is 9 p.m.
Okay, okay, okay. So let's get moving with this. So I'd love to hear your journey on LinkedIn, since this is about, building a strong following on LinkedIn, or loyal following on LinkedIn, and you're also a LinkedIn strategist. When did you join LinkedIn? What were you using it initially for? How did you become a LinkedIn strategist? Would love to hear, the various steps in this journey.
Okay, so I think I was one of the first, let's say, thousands of followers. Users of LinkedIn. Um, that was when I had my corporate career. So I was using it really for um, learning, as well as like staying in touch with my business connections, because I worked in a number of different countries. So, and you know, like when I worked in France, I wanted to be able to stay in touch with my friends and ex-colleagues in New York, and then I moved over to the Netherlands. So that was like a way of staying in touch with friends, as well as making also connections with people outside of my network. But I really just like, I actually think that it's not even us, it's really like the LinkedIn itself. It used to be really more of a job site, you
Mhm.
know? And I think LinkedIn really made the transition, especially like the past few years, into being a social network.
Right.
Uh, just like is Instagram and Facebook. And so the last few years, how I am using it and how I have been teaching my clients how to use it is really being very strategic and creative about it, and really showing your personality. So really regard it like Instagram, but not how Instagram used to be, meaning don't put your lunch, things like this that are not of interest to your target market. Really think about, why are you there? you know is it because you're a business owner and you want to let people know of your products and services? Okay. Or are you an executive and you want to show up as the leader to motivate your team and beyond, to establish your personal brand? Once you know your goal and your target market, then really my goal for my clients as well as for myself has been, how do I get there? By being really authentic, by sharing my personal journey, my successes as well as my failures, and just ending it on a positive, inspirational mode so that people can relate to my journey, so they can learn from it, so they will not make the same mistakes as I did when they are switching from entrepreneurship, corporate to entrepreneurship, like in my case. But
Awesome.
my
Sorry.
clients,
Yeah, go ahead. I'm actually going to jump in. I just saw Marianne. I just wanted to say hello to Marianne, who's live on the show. And she says she loves Istanbul and all things Turkish. So I hope you both connect after this. Marianne also works with expats and immigrants. And that's how I met her when I used to work for an organization called Upwardly Global. And talking about, the journey and when you started LinkedIn, I joined actually in 2007, November 30th, 2007. So I've also, like you, been on it for a long time, but I initially just parked my resume on it, and it was only like, I used to use it to promote my events, and maybe that's how we connected. I have to actually go back and look at when you and I became connected on LinkedIn, whether we met at an event first in San Francisco and then connected on LinkedIn, or whether you saw one, because I used to promote all my events on LinkedIn, and I would also get speakers and sponsors from LinkedIn. I mean, so that's what I really like about LinkedIn, because you can track your history. If you go, I mean, that would be a separate session on how you can track when you joined, and when you connected with someone. So, so I just wanted to move on to the next question, because we have only 30 minutes. So so you have about 12,000 followers on LinkedIn. So I know people say get followers or make connections that are relevant to your network. So don't just connect with everyone and anyone. Now, my philosophy is I accept any connections. Nina keeps track of everything. Not really, Marianne. I'm not the most organized, but when it comes to LinkedIn, I really love the platform. But some people, so there's seems to be two schools of thought. One school of thought is where you accept every connection, whether they send a personalized note or not. And the other one is, you only connect with people who are in your industry. I connect with almost everyone, because I believe that that person might be connected to someone who could become a potential client, a potential speaker, unless their profile looks very, like, suspicious. They don't have any headline about section, no activity, no followers. Sometimes you can make out, but sometimes and again, with a personalized note, I feel not everyone knows the LinkedIn etiquette, right, of sending a note when you connect. It's only people who are on LinkedIn and read about LinkedIn strategies and etiquette. So, so to move back to you, Yesim, uh, how did you grow your following to 12,000 followers? What were some strategies? Did you go out of your way to reach out to some people you think would be, potential clients or thought leaders, or did they all reach out to you? So would love to hear. And I'm sorry, I seem to be going in and out. I have no idea why, but go ahead. Yeah, sure.
oh yeah, of course, everybody came to me. I never had to make any effort. Of course
Lucky
not.
you.
No, of course that's not the case. So but what happens is the more active you are on LinkedIn, the more people then notice you and come to you. So, like, let's say if I'm gonna connect with you, like, if we didn't know each other before, then a lot of people who notice that we connected, then they might be, then become connections. So um my strategy, as I said, like for everyone, that's really different. So that's not a global rule. I don't even accept all of the personal invitations that come my way. I'm really like, I could have been way over 30,000 followers now, but I only want to have my LinkedIn following with my target market. And that doesn't mean only clients, it can be collaborators, just like yourself, and it can be influencers I would like to build a relationship with. So my LinkedIn, I always grew it really strategically with the kinds of people I wanted to connect with. And this is why I really like that LinkedIn now offers us this creator mode, because on the creator mode, I set up my default to follow, not connect. So that a lot of people who want to follow me, like a lot of students who are really asking me a lot of questions, they can now follow me, they can learn from me, and I can be of help. But yeah, so for me strategically, like if I have 30,000 connections who are all students, that really helps them, but it really doesn't help my business. So that's why so yeah, that's how I approach it. But I understand your view as well. It doesn't even mean that you have one strategy for your life. Like when you right now, what you do would work well for you. Maybe in 1 year's time, you're gonna say, "Oh, I need to start being more maybe more niche focused, or maybe you're going to change businesses and you're going to be like, okay, now these are the people I want to connect with." So like for me, when I started speaking at conferences, and initially I got invited to a few, then I said, oh, I actually would like to also apply myself, and I started using LinkedIn for it. So then the people I wanted to connect with during that time were really people who were like conference organizers. So so yeah, it really depends on your goals for that very moment.
Right. So that's great. Thanks for sharing that. So out of the 12,000, what would you say, what percentage, followed you, and what percentage did you reach out to? Like, is it like a 50-50, or what would you say is the breakdown? So people can also like get an idea. Do I wait for people to connect or follow with me, or do I, actively go out? What's a good balance?
Oh God, I have no idea how many of those people reach out to me or how many I reached out to. I really don't know how, the proportion, but
Right.
it I would tell everyone, go and reach out to people. Like, don't make this an ego thing.
Right.
And like when I follow someone, like now you can follow them, right? And a big influencer, if you follow me back, I don't unfollow them. I mean, I really genuinely only want to connect with people who bring
Mhm.
something, mm, a value to my life. For
Right.
where um yeah, so like feel free, for example, if you want to learn how to use LinkedIn or Instagram strategically, feel free to follow me, because like then the person who follows me is going to get a lot of value from it. But if you don't care about social media, well, you shouldn't be following me or connecting with me just for the sake of it. you know
Mm-hmm.
um like it's a point where I was just mentioning to you about the conference organizers, for like
Mm-hmm.
this of maybe like 2 weeks, I really like strategically every day reach out to a lot of different conference organizers. So that was like my effort because I knew what my goal was. So again, like I don't want people to be like, oh, less people follow me than the number of people I follow you. That's never my strategy on any social network because just think about it as in terms of value you are getting or you are giving and not about like the numbers.
Yeah, I've heard about that. That for some people, the number of followers is really like a vanity metric. Then getting like people who are relevant. As you made a good point about people who are really interested in what you're sharing and your content, and you're connecting with them because they're either thought leaders or influencers or your peers that you want to collaborate with, or people who are potential clients, right? And also sometimes it's you want to give back, as you said, to students and people who are just starting off on LinkedIn. And talking about clients, Yeshim, part of this discussion today is about turning your followers into paid clients. And I know in your about section you mentioned that get turning followers or connections or your target audience into paid clients without using any ads. So let's talk about LinkedIn and how people can do that. I know we have people joining us now and who will be watching it later who are coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs. And I think also for job seekers, getting a job with an employer is really like, your employer is like your client, right? You want to sell yourself or promote yourself on LinkedIn. So they're like, wow, I want to hire them. And then they pay you a salary. So it's again, I see that too as a paid client. So love some strategies and tips on how one can do that.
Sure. So I think LinkedIn is like such an amazing platform and it's really undervalued, which is even more of a reason people should really be on it. It's less competitive than a lot of other platforms. And you really do not need to pay any advertisements to reach out to people. So I guess everybody already knows that, like in the search part, you can literally put the name of the person, or you can literally, for example, put social media strategist. And now, like, in case some of the audience does not know, you can also search by hashtags. So when you will put, for example, social media strategist, like people like myself will be coming up, and then you can really read their posts, see the people you really resonate with, and then you can start following them. So what does it mean for us? It means that we need to know what are the hashtags, first of all, that our audience uses, our target audience, so that we use those hashtags, and only a few, I would say like 3 to 5, in our posts, so it helps us get discovered.
I wanted to
Secondly,
Yashim, before I forget the question. So because for people who are new, and you mentioned like in the search, if you as a social media strategist. So does a LinkedIn search pick up the keywords from your headline, from your experience, or your about section, or the title and your experience? So is it picking up social media strategist from your headline, from your about section, or from your experience section? Do you know where what it? Yeah.
yeah, never was like really vocal about how it really works. But what I are you saying something because it keeps on kicking you out and taking you back?
I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. It's a very cloudy, rainy. Is it cloudy? No, it's not. I don't know why my internet is going in and out. Did you hear my question?
Yes, I
Issue?
heard the question, and
Okay.
then it was like you were lip syncing. So I
Um,
think
I think it's doing. Don't look at my image. It's very slow. My internet is sketchy. So
oh,
just oh yeah, don't pay attention to my face. Even I'm getting distracted by my video image. It's all crazy.
okay, yeah, it's making me dizzy. So the Yeah, so as a rule of thumb, the higher any the higher you mention anything in your profile, the more it's going to the more it will be discovered. So for example, if you write something in your experience section, that's really way down, whereas like a lot of people, like you will really be discovered if we mean it your profile. I would really say put it in your summary section, the headline section, not even summary, the headline. um you put it in the headline, and I really always recommend people to really, instead of describing themselves, they should really describe what is the value they bring to their ideal clients. So I really recommend it, like people write, okay, who do you help? So mention your target market and mention the results you can get for them. And like in really ideally one sentence format, otherwise two sentences. The shorter the better. That's gonna be like what's gonna be visible, but that's one thing. And you mentioned the search thing, like I mean, I started mentioning it and then you were asking about that. But even in the search, like your posts also comes up, because there's like the search has like for different tabs, and one of the tabs is literally content posts, so you can literally see the post instead of the people. So this is how also like you can discover people you are not yet following and you should be following. um so can you just remind me of your question, because with
Yeah,
the
I know. It's very glitchy. Sorry about that. It's the first time this has happened. Yeah, so my question was, there were two questions. One is, like, is when you do a search for, like, let's say expat coach, okay, because, or immigration coach. I know Marianne is works with immigrants. So say she has I coach immigrants. Will Is it picking up what's in your about section, your headline, or your experience? Maybe expat coach. Will it, if you have it in one of those, will it pick it up, or do you need to have it in all, or is it only picking it up from your headline? Because I have to look up, say, I'm doing an event, say, with recruiters. So I will, and that's how I found a lot of my speakers. I would do a LinkedIn search and do recruiter or hiring manager, but I never really researched whether the recruiter hiring manager was in their headline, in their about section. So does that matter or doesn't matter? That was my question. Do you know if LinkedIn is, because just like you said, it picks up the post. If you mention I'm a expat coach in the post, the same thing with that. So it doesn't matter, right? Whether it's in the headline, about, or the experience, all three. LinkedIn will still pick it up, right?
so if you are like making, the more places you mention it, the higher the probability that you will be picked up.
Okay.
So it like looks everywhere, and typically like the higher in the profile you have it, like such as the title, in my opinion, is the one, the headline, I mean, is the one that gets picked up a lot more. But it also depends when you make the search. Like if you use, for example, Sales Navigator, and then you've made the search, instead of a general search, it says title. In that case, looking for that specific field.
Okay, that's really helpful. Right. I'm actually going to go, because I spent a lot of time on the search thing, and I know you on the process of sharing about, how to convert uh, followers or your target audience into paid clients. So very quickly, because we don't have too much time left, how can we convert, like, two or three tips?
Okay, so the most important thing is like you need to know what are the biggest pain points of your ideal clients, and you need to be creating content about that. So make a schedule, try to create content that talks about their pain points, not what you want to talk about, but their pain points, and give them a solution that's gonna help them already get the results. So if they will see that already with your free content, they get results, they will already be pre-sold on the idea that you can really help them because you already helped them. So when they see that you are already helping with the free content, they would really want to work with you. But at the same time, like, do this the majority of the time, but every now and then you really need to also show them either some testimonials or places you were featured, where you were interviewed, things like this, and ideally also results of your students. um, or if you're a corporate employee, then like results you got for the team, so that you position yourself as a thought leader, as a successful person in this field. That's also important, right? Because we want to, I mean, any field you're gonna search, like you said, like immigration coach, I mean, there's like loads and loads of them already on LinkedIn, and the person you are going to follow is going to be the person who, one, gives us more tips, two, the person who we think is the more credible, the person who really has the expertise and the credentials to talk about this subject. Because you probably saw it, especially at the clubhouse, like everybody is an Instagram expert. Like, I don't know, like probably 99% of the clubhouse users say, oh, I teach Instagram. And then I look at their profile and their Instagram is horrible, or they have very few followers. Like, but that's what they say. So you really um, you need to do your own search to see who is credible. So that would be things like, okay, were they featured in major publications? And also, is the advice they are sharing with you already on LinkedIn, does it help you get results? That would be like another major thing. And also work at their background, like someone like you, who now you're focusing on another business. But if I want to know if you can help me with your current business, I only have to look what you did before, and like if they Google expat women, they can see so many links on it on Google. They can already see your success. So that's already you know would make me feel like, oh, Nyna is someone I can really trust. She already did this before. So those are the things that are really important. So make sure to really fill out the experience section of your LinkedIn Flay. I would say don't go into too much detail. That's also a different change that I did from before. When I set up my profile, I had like all kinds of details about everything. But you know what? Like, just try to think about your really LinkedIn profile more like a positioning statement. If you were your ideal client and you saw that profile, does it show you really quickly what that person can help you with? You know, and
Right.
since you know your target audience needs, you can already define, okay, like a person with this specific problem, can they quickly see you can help them? Does it look like you know what you're talking about? Does it look like you're an expert in this field? And are you
Mhm.
also like giving them tips and making it really easy for them? So that's
Right.
also people, if you use a lot of like jargons, industry jargons, um, which we all do sometimes, we don't realize that we are losing our potential clients. They don't know about all that terminology, so
Right.
I'm going to talk about funnels. A lot of people who are not really marketing experts are not going to know what a funnel is. They will tune out. So while if I focus on coming across as more like hey, I know this stuff so well, so I use all those specific language. Instead of making it so simple and easy to understand, I'm not going to be able to communicate to my ideal clients that I am the person who can help them just because they don't know that specific word. So
Right.
yeah, so is so incredibly important, and then communicating it in as many places as possible. Like when you interview me, um, your audience sees me, and so it's also very important to do things like what you are doing, interview other people, so that, let's say, like right now, my audience can see you and they get exposure to you. So that's also another great way to
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. We are out of time. I know there's so much more that, we can talk about and share since we both love LinkedIn. But I don't want to keep you longer. I don't want to keep people longer because I like to stick to 30 minutes. So my final question, Yeshim, is how can people find you? And do you have anything you want to offer them? You can, after this, you can share it on the event page. You can share the link in the event page on LinkedIn so people can continue to reach out to you and learn from you. But right now, if there's anything you want to add, we're 1 minute late, so very quickly, if you want to share that. Yeah.
If anyone would like my help with on Instagram, my Instagram handle is at your social media expert. So it starts with YOUR social media expert. If you message me on Instagram, the word challenge, then I have a surprise for you. But if you want to help on LinkedIn, yeah, find me on LinkedIn. Just message me on LinkedIn. Tell me that you found me through Nyna, and I have a special surprise, sorry, there for you as well. And in case you don't know how to find me, sorry, you couldn't find me by the search, just feel free to leave a comment, on my last post or on Nina's last post, and then, we will just inform each other, and then you can get my special gift.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Yeshim, for joining us today. Thank you for all those who joined us live and will watch it later. And follow me as well if you're not connected. My hashtag is Nyna on LinkedIn, so you can get all my posts, all the upcoming LinkedIn lives, and tips on how to use LinkedIn. And Marianne says she loves surprises. So I love how you frame that, Yashim. Okay, bye everyone. Thank you. See you soon. Have a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. And we'll see you in 2021. 2022. Oh my God. Bye. Bye.
Bye.